Let's do it.
And pick one.
Scene. Drinks LaCroix. Should I just...
You should keep that in the video, it'd be cute.
Do we like it here?
Product placement.
Not sponsored.
Video is not sponsored.
Oh my god, if I was
LaCroix.
sponsored by LaCroix, wow, what a dream that would be. Hi there, my name is Claire, but you can call me Claire, and welcome back to Claire Reads. Woo! Yay! Today I'm going to show you all of my comics and graphic novels. I have a very small collection, but I wanted to show you everything that I have. So the first graphic novel I'm going to talk about is The Girl from the Other Side by Nagabe. In this story, the world is divided into two kingdoms. The outside, which is dark and scary, teeming with monsters, very dangerous, and the inside, where humans safely sequester themselves. The plot of this story follows a small human child who is actually being cared for in the outside by one of these monsters, and the juxtaposition between this small little girl and this huge monster is absolutely wonderful. And while this story is quiet and eerie and a little bit unsettling, it's definitely very endearing and sweet, and I really enjoyed reading it. I think there's almost 10 volumes at this point now, and I want to read all of them. I'm hoping to pick up the second volume soon because the first one kind of ended on a cliffhanger, so I definitely want to know what happens next. The next graphic novel I want to talk about is Lieu of the Woods by Mai K. Nugent. The main character, Willow, learns how to begin to cope with her mother's death with the help of nature and forest spirits. The story is wholesome to the extreme, and the landscape art is so precious. This is definitely a little bit of a tearjerker story, but I would highly recommend picking it up. LaCroix break. Next we have Catboy by Benji Nate, which is a silly saga of stories about a girl named Olive and her cat that suddenly has the ability overnight to walk and talk. Walk on two legs. He wasn't an immobile cat. Each mini story within the book is Olive trying to teach Catboy, which she decides to name him, about what it is like being a human, which means, you know, sometimes not having enough money to buy furniture or trying to find a job. They're just hilarious and adorable, and Catboy has the best sense of fashion. Like, I picked this book up because the art was so cute, but like, we're staying for the fashion. Next up, we have the Steel Prince comics by V.E. Schwab. If you've read the Shades of Magic trilogy, then you will know who King Maxim is. And these comics are a prequel to the original trilogy that follows King Maxim in Red London during the rise of the Moorish Empire when he is still a young prince. I've honestly only read the first one, but I do own the first 4 issues, and I am really excited to read the rest of them after I give the original Shades of Magic trilogy a reread. I always love when authors expand the worlds that they've created, not only with new stories to tell, but also in a new medium. I love being able to see the world as she sees it visually. I think that's really cool that we've taken, you know, the original text and it's been adapted onto the page in a comic book form, and it's so cool. Yay! Another LaCroix break. Whee! Next up is Ogre by Bob Sally. I randomly bought this at BookCon last year when I struck up a conversation with the author at his booth, and he was really cool and really nice, and he convince me to buy it. I mean, I'm not that hard to convince to buy something if I'm being 100% honest with you. But from my understanding, this comic is about an ogre who has a dead human body unwillingly chained to him, and he finds that very annoying. And on top of that, he's being haunted by the ghost of the human he is chained to, which he also finds really annoying. I thought that was just such a hilarious premise, which is why I bought the first issue. And even though it's been almost a year, I have not read it yet. I'll try to find some time to pick it up in the near future. Next, we have Little Gods by Leda Zawacki. I found this on the indie shelf at Forbidden Planet in Union Square last summer and decided on a whim to buy it, and I'm so glad I did because this is such like a wonderful and amazing little graphic novel. The story itself is a retelling of Northwest Native American mythology, but with a female-centric lens. The art is beautiful. It's what I believe is watercolor, and it's completely colored in earth tones, and it's so beautiful. You're gonna wanna just stare at it all day. The story itself is very wonderful and heartfelt, but the art is also so good. Love it. If you can find this, pick it up. Amazing. Next up, we got the Monstrous comic series by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda, I believe. Yes, I got it right. Woo! This is an extremely popular epic fantasy comic series. The story takes place in a matriarchal world where monsters, sorceresses, and humans seem to be in a never-ending feud. I'm currently reading the second volume, The Blood, and what I really appreciate about this series so far is the amount of world building that's done so quickly. You get to follow the main character, Micah Half-Wolf, all around this world. It's really cool to be able to see the different sectors where people live and who lives there and what they're doing. The art itself is very intricate and has a little bit of a steampunk vibe, and I just think it is absolutely gorgeous. Can't deny that. It's really great. I love the earth tones. Again, with the earth tones, I guess I just really like earth tones in comics and graphic novels. What can I say? Definitely recommend picking this up if you're in for a wild, magical, fantastical ride with lots of violence. Next up is Glass Town, The Imaginary World of the Brontes by Isabel Greenberg. This was a wonderfully kind gift from my friend Monica, who I believe I've mentioned before on this channel. This graphic novel follows the four Bronte sisters as they construct the fictional world of Glass Town, which becomes so real and vivid that they are able to step into it. Although I haven't read this story yet, it seems like the classic fantasy versus reality plot when faced with the inevitability of growing up as a young person, and I'm really excited to dive in and see what happens. Why do I sing words? I am really excited to dive into this one. And the art is all purples and reds and browns, and it's super rich and saturated, and it looks really cool. And finally, we have the cutest graphic novel you will ever read in your entire life, and that is The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. It's so cute. It's so cute. You have to get this right now. It's the cutest thing you've ever seen in your entire life. So this story is about Greta, who is a blacksmith in training, and she accidentally stumbles into the world of tea dragons, which are small little dragons that whose horns have little leaves and berries and flowers, which can be carefully harvested and brewed into magical tea. And while Greta is helping the owners of the tea shop revive this dying art form, she befriends their other apprentice named Minette, and the two of them use the magical tea brews to help Minette discover her lost past. She has a bit of memory loss. If I'm being completely honest with you, I teared up and cried a little bit while reading this, because it is so wholesome and so adorable and so wonderful that it's just like makes you want to like scrunch up your face and just it's so cute. And like with as much fervor as I'm gushing about this, you think I would own the sequel. I don't own the sequel. I need to get the sequel. Katie O'Neill, I will buy the sequel soon, don't you worry. Not that you're watching this because, you know, yeah. The art is soft and sweet and incorporates pastels, and everything is rounded and cutesy, and I'm just looking at it right now and it's just so sweet. And the tea dragons are so cute. Like, look at this one, Peppermint. Oh, I cry at this. Oh, please read this one. This is my favorite thing I've ever read in my whole life. Okay, bye. And that is my very mini comic and graphic novel collection. And if you like graphic novels or comics, please let me know what your favorite is because I love recommendations. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to Claire Reads if you would like to see more of me, and I will see you next time in the next video. Yeah, okay. Bye.
Good.
He wasn't paralyzed.